First question. My favorite Porsche of all time. I think it's that's a horrible question. GT3 RS, there's 4-litre 997. I'm very lucky to have one, of course, but it's beautiful, high revving, normally aspirated, last of the Metzger engines. It's still small, lightweight, and it has racing heritage, which racing drivers love. Next one, what has been your most exciting moment in life? What excites you the most at this time? The most exciting moment in my life, probably winning the Monte Carlo Grand Prix 2010. The reason for that was it's a very hard race to win. To win the Monte Carlo Grand Prix is an extraordinary Grand Prix. It's probably like our Wimbledon, for example. So it was a tough field. I was against some very strong competitors that day, and the race was one that really I felt like I controlled, and I had it was mine to lose. I felt like I was in a completely different mindset, and it really come my way. So it was a huge highlight for me to win the Monte Carlo Grand Prix. What excites me right now? The love for the outdoors, adventures, spending time with people I love being with, of course, family, friends. Often the simple things in life give me the most pleasure. What obstacle in your career seemed most difficult and for you to overcome, and how did you manage to do it? For me, the biggest obstacle in my career was probably when I broke my leg. In 2008, I had a nasty leg injury. It was the first time I've been heavily injured. Mentally, that was quite a tough time. And, it was something which I look back on good reflections now, because it gave me that level of, again, tenacity and resilience to know that, before then I was very healthy and fit, and when you get injured, it takes time to come back, and never get too blasé with when you're fit and healthy. Advice for people that want to follow their I suppose their passion and dreams in their life is it is exactly that. I mean, if you can follow something that you love, follow something that you really enjoy. I mean, for me, fortunately enough, really my job wasn't too much work. It was really something that I love doing, and I think that if you love it and you apply yourself and you give yourself the skills and surround yourself with the people that can have the same vision that you have to get the most out of your passion, whatever that is, you're going to have some tough times, naturally. That's how it is in life. It's not always easy to achieve the results and goals you want. You're going to have some headwinds, some tough times, maybe some injuries, some people that doubt you. That's absolutely standard, and it's the people, of course, that can push through that and have the resilience to keep going forward and believing in yourself. Sitting and driving in an uber performance Porsche for 24 hours, driving an endurance race like Le Mans. What's one thinking about driving for all that time? Well, performance again, generally. When you're racing at Le Mans, you're sharing a car with your teammates, of course. You're driving for Porsche, so the expectation is that you have to win the race. I think you're staying in the moment. You can drive for nearly close to 4 hours in one stint there, but you have to break it down. The conditions change, you're driving at night, you have a lot of lap traffic, you've got to pick your way through that. So there's no stint at Le Mans that is exactly the same. You have to be very agile mentally, be patient at times, be aggressive at times. But of course, like most sports people, you have to stay very present. That's what you're thinking about. I think after racing, to replace the adrenaline, I mean, I didn't really race for the adrenaline, to be honest. It's something which, it's my profession. I got skillful at it, and I wanted to, of course, do the absolute maximum, do the best I can for myself, my team and my country and everyone I was representing. So it was really a job, and people don't really see it like that, I suppose. But the adrenaline component for me afterwards, I think I'm lucky to have my helicopter license, so I fly helicopters, and the mountain biking downhill is also quite enjoyable. So when you fly helicopter, you don't do it also for adrenaline. It's just, again, it's that rewarding nature. It's the concentration, it's the focus, all the things that require in the race car as well, and that's actually super stimulating, and you get a lot out of that. So, but I think our threshold for adrenaline is quite high. When I'm a passenger in a car, of course, sometimes people get a bit nervous about driving a Formula One driver because they overthink it, and they think that they can try and perform very well on the street or drive very well on the street, because it's not really that possible to drive brilliantly on the street because the speeds are very low, and of course it should be quite easy. What's better after a long race? A champagne shower or a regular shower, or both? Champagne shower for sure, but I tell you what, you need both, because after champagne it's very sticky, sticky on the trophy, sticky on your overalls, yeah. But actually, what's fascinating, sometimes after I had a successful race, the party was quite long, and I had to have a shower the next morning. You know, and it's a beautiful thing to smell the champagne in your hair still, because you know you had a really good result the previous day. Long party, good result, champagne in your hair. Yeah, but to spray the bottle of champagne is one of the best things a racing driver can do. What is the most surprising thing, I suppose, from finishing racing to now that the people probably don't understand, I suppose, is the routine. I mean, the level of routine that we have, the training. I was quite tall as a racing driver, so my diet was very strict. I had to make sure that I was always on weight. These things, the level of detail that the teams would go into and make sure they measure how much fat that I have on my body. You know, it's not very reassuring sometimes to make sure that if you're a little bit overweight, maybe half a kilo, 1 kilo, it's easy to get away, because I love my chocolate and ice cream and red wine. But yeah, when you're racing, those type of things are very important, but now less so. My second life after racing, of course, it was very intense. Of course, racing Formula One is quite a full-on job, let's say, and I did that for so many years. You know, missing, I think, a bit the teamwork, to be honest, the camaraderie with everyone working and traveling and having a focus on winning as much as possible was certainly a huge satisfaction for me, to work with some of the best people. But of course, that's not there anymore. Then you have to get used to a different type of speed, I suppose, in life, a different type of cadence. It's a bit more relaxing. Of course, I'm not retired in life, of course. I'm retired from racing, but in life I still attack it as best I can, and I have you know, some great hobbies and some great friendships that I enjoy every day. If you must choose one other sport than motorsport, what would it be? Tennis. It follows the sun. It's a summer sport, which is quite good. Yeah, I actually quite enjoy it. I'm not that good at it, but always watched tennis as a young boy, still watch tennis now, all the greats. I think it's quite a classical sport, and one that's super original, and yeah, I quite like it. How would you describe Porsche in one word, and why would you choose that exact word? I had to say precision. Precision because of the detail that Porsche go into, the constant strive for finding the level of perfection, performance, consistency, reliability, and effortless class. That is a Porsche.